everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a review and some of my opinions and tips on how you can take care of your Louboutin Degrastrass 100 pumps. If you are new to this channel, I make lots of videos about restoring and keeping up the condition of your luxury items. I have some videos also about reselling and some reviews just about items in general and the quality and construction of them. So if those things sound interesting to you, please like and subscribe to my channel. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the meat of this video. So, I will post up a couple images here to show you some stock photos because it's kind of hard to tell the details of the shoe with them being stuffed the way that they are, so that you can get an idea of which shoe this is exactly. These shoes are the Christian Louboutin Degrastrass PVC 100 silver pumps. This is a listing from Savannah's. Mine are slightly different. They're actually just a plain silver rather than a glitter silver. So that's how they are different. But you know, that's not a huge difference, and so the retail price I think is actually the same. As you can tell, these are sold out. I'm not exactly sure when this particular style came out. And so yeah, so mine are not the mini glitter, they're just plain silver. But the PVC is the same, the shape of the shoe is obviously identical. They have a 100mm heel, so about 4 inches. They have a pointed toe, and let me just backtrack for a second to say that they're not the 120mm heel, which is typical of like the Socate, for example, another popular style from Louboutin. So they're a little bit more manageable. I mean, it's still a 4-inch heel, which is really high, but you know, it's just maybe slightly more doable for, like, you know, a party, or for example. So they have the pointed toe and they have the silver heel, which I'll show you on my shoes. And let's see, they say they have the dégradé crystal embellishments starting at the tip of the toe, and it is a perfect choice for a glamorous bride. And you know, so definitely I've seen lots of model photos with this particular shoe that are being worn by brides, and maybe that is part of the reason why these shoes are so expensive. In my opinion, I think that the PVC material that they make this shoe out of can tear very easily, and when that happens, it's pretty much not fixable. Unlike leather, which doesn't typically do that, it can stretch with time, and you know, like if you were to cut it, it would cut, but it will never just rip the way that this PVC can if there's a lot of stress in a particular area, usually at the kind of forefoot where the toes, you know, bend your foot is a common place where I've seen these actually tear. And so you want to watch out for like online listings that have these for sale that might be like a really good deal, but then the PVC is ripped. That's pretty much not fixable. Your typical cobbler will not be able to fix that. I guess they could glue it, but it's still going to be an area of weakness. And really, to redo the PVC, I mean, it's just like a not fixable flaw to them, unfortunately. Anyways, so coming back to this shoe, so you know, maybe because these are targeted towards brides and like wedding, and anytime you have wedding in the name of anything, it just like automatically cranks up the price. So possibly that's a reason why these are so expensive. They also have that like Cinderella shoe appearance. I'll show you some pictures here in a second. They have the signature red soles, and then obviously they have the crystals. Now, I don't see anything about them describing these crystals as being the Swarovski crystals, which maybe would make their price even higher. There are tons of crystals on these shoes, which is another thing that like these can eventually fall off. I will say that these are glued on very well, and even the ones that I have here that I'll show you, do not have a single crystal missing, and so I can tell that they really did a good job gluing these on, probably with like super glue or something similar. So there is not a single crystal missing on them, even though these shoes have been worn like one time maybe. So here is a model photo of these shoes. You can see they're the PVC throughout. They have a very like Cinderella-esque appearance, which I think is another, it's just such an iconic look. That's probably why these, a contributing factor to why these are so expensive. Here is another view. You can see there's kind of a concentration of crystals as you get to the toe, rather than like the rest of the shoe. As you can see in the back, there are no crystals. On the heel, this will be like the gold or glitter or silver or whatever that particular style is. Obviously, you're going to see the toes, and you might not be able to see here, but there are perforations on the side of the shoe, which probably help with like getting air in there, because there's going to be no breathability to these shoes. Here you can see the edge of the shoe kind of inside at where the PVC meets the sole, and it's one of kind of the issues with this shoe is like anything that gets in the shoe and gets into those cracks and crevices, you're gonna have a very difficult time getting out, and if you're looking at them up close, you're gonna see the inside of the shoe. So I think it's just another like con of this shoe, but again, because of its iconic look, people just, I guess, overlook that part of it. And so it can still command that really high price. Alright, so coming back to my pair of shoes, so I bought these online, got a really great deal on them. These really have not been worn much, maybe like one time for one event. This gal that was selling these shoes actually had one other pair in gold, and I think those were essentially brand new. And so I think that maybe speaks a little bit to this particular color. I think silver is maybe a little bit more wearable and could go with more colors, obviously, rather than gold. I think gold is kind of limiting, which is why she had worn these, but not the other ones. Anyways, as you saw in the Savannah's listing, those shoes were glitter. This is just a simple silver. There are some kind of scuffs to the silver, which is one of the cons with any silver or gold or metallic leather shoes, especially from Louboutin. Any scuff is going to show immediately, whereas the regular leather is a little bit more durable. So I got these shoes in a box, just kind of thrown in there, which is not the way to ship these very expensive shoes, but that's just what it is. As I mentioned, these are PVC, and so it's a really like tough, thick plastic. I've never worn these shoes before, but I can just imagine that's probably not super comfortable. And so one thing that's going to be really important if you buy these shoes is as soon as you get them, you really want to stuff them with some kind of material on the inside so that they can kind of keep their shape. Otherwise, they will kind of fold in on themselves. That's how I received them. They were not stuffed. And I can just imagine that if I were to have tried wearing them after they were shipped in that way and probably kept that way in her closet for a long time, this PVC that's going to want to kind of like get pushed in is going to hit your foot in a super uncomfortable way. And so, any kind of wear or blister that you're going to get on this shoe, I would imagine, like with it being clear, it's going to show right away. So it's going to be really important to stuff these shoes just for comfort for you when you wear them. That's kind of the main thing with these PVC shoes. Unlike the leather, which is probably a good idea to stuff those as well, but these in particular because that plastic is so hard. And then, these were worn maybe one time, but you can already tell that there's lots of like little hairs and dust and stuff that has gotten caught in there, that even though I've gone through and tried to clean some of that out, I actually can't really get it out. I probably could if I spent a lot more time, but I don't really want to. The crystals, as I mentioned, I don't know that they're Swarovski, but I have handled lots of Swarovski crystals in the past, and the shine and the glitter and the cut of these crystals are very similar to those, and so I think you would be hard-pressed to find a difference between them. But again, they're not advertised that way, so I don't think that they are. And then you can see there are just tons of them throughout. These particular pair are not missing a single one. They're glued on so well. I can tell that there's a lot of craftsmanship that went into the making of this shoe. And as I showed you before, there are perforations on the inside of it to kind of allow for a little bit of breathability. And with that, that is my review on these shoes. I think that they are a very unique kind of classic Louboutin style. They've been making it for a really long time. They just kind of changed the color a little bit and the glitter and that sort of thing, but it is a recurring style that they make, and so I think that really speaks to its popularity. Does it command that $1,100 price? You know, I think if you're going to wear it for a special event like a wedding, I can see why someone would be willing to pay that. But otherwise, I can't imagine that they're very comfortable, that hard plastic. But again, it's just such a unique shoe. It's made so well. There's so much attention to detail that I can see why they continue to have it at that price, and people are buying it. So there you have it. Thanks for watching my video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to be notified of my future videos when they come out. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.